Hi, I'm Stu from Eowave, and I'm going to be presenting our new synth, the Quadrantid Swarm. Thank you to A&R for stopping by. Let's take a look at how the synth is constructed, how it works, and what kind of sound you can get from it. So at the top here is the oscillator section. It's designed with a digital oscillator, and it has a wave folder which spreads the triangle wave, and a distortion section, plus a kind of percussive synth voice which you can add in with the envelope to get some nice percussive sounds. There's two filter poles here, both 12 dB. One is high and low pass, the other one is low pass. There's a built-in spring reverb which really helps to achieve interesting timbres and very unique sounds with everything generating together. On the top right there's an LFO section with selectable waveforms, 8 different types. There's a slew for generating even more interesting CVs that you can patch back in anywhere in the synth. Along the bottom here you can see we've got 8 touch inputs which double up as a sequencer, an 8-step sequencer. You can change the pitch of each step using the knobs here. The synth communicates well with modular and also MIDI, so it has a CV in and it has a trigger in for the envelope. It's got a MIDI in and it has a clock in and clock out, so it really works well with a lot of different other devices. So onto the sound of the Quadrantid Swarm. It's very great for making quirky, interesting sound designs, and it's aimed at musicians who are looking to explore something new in musical timbres and really interesting sound generations. So let's firstly have a look at how it does drones, which is the initial approach of this design. If I turn up the input here, so on this setting the LFO is adjusting the cutoff of the second filter and just sweeping up and down. Very kind of simple approach. And if I start the sequence now, the second filter comes into play. A really interesting thing you can do with the Quadrantid Swarm is overdrive the spring reverb. By feeding it back into itself, it self-oscillates. And so you get this resonant tone and it really builds and feeds back. Another great approach with the Quadrantid Swarm is patching the LFO into the reset, choosing a random waveform. So this way, this patch works by resetting the clock randomly, and so you can get nice kind of percussive elements that are generating randomly. And here I'm just changing the steps. And so using the touchpad together with the LFO random mode, I can quickly get very interesting sequences which are playable and really develop quite quickly. If I bring the filters back in as well. So now I've patched the envelope into the VCA. If I add a little bit more spring reverb in, and you can of course also use these touchpad inputs to play the synth as a traditional kind of keyboard. And there's two different modes here. By holding down Shift, you can select the modes. So at the moment I'm in mono mode, and if I turn the envelope up just so we can open the VCA, as I push each step, I'm triggering the sound, and I can change the frequency. So it's another tactile way to really interface with the instrument. By changing over to poly mode, we have a different approach. And if I just demonstrate that quickly by holding down some of the keys, we get interesting chords, and I can play up to eight of the triangle waves. And then putting the modulation back onto the filter. So this synth really came about as a development of many ideas together, and you can see parts of our Charcot circles in there with the touch interface. You can see some of the filters that we've been working on for a long time, the waveforms which developed from our Zone BF module, and it's really this kind of mix of lots of different areas of research and development, all brought in together into quite a special box, which really is an approach that brings together our designs in a way that just works in harmony, and so for us it's been really nice to build one box which really focuses on lots of ideas, brings together something which is a new approach for sound design, and that's who we're aiming at, really, sound designers and musicians looking for quirky instruments. It will be retailing somewhere below 500 and available in 3 months, so by the end of summer 2017. Thanks again to A&R.